And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, back inside the Instagram Live, or sorry, not the Instagram Live, sorry, the StreamYard services. And of course, we got to get a chance to just introduce you guys as far as the Fighting Queens interviews. I am your host for the interviews, Jake. And of course, if you guys are seeing what I am wearing, Paige does not know unless she does join, but then eventually she will. But we are pretty much outside to wear her merch. And if you guys want to get her shirts like this and more, make sure you guys head on over to tmhmma.com to get Paige's shirt because I'm sure she'll appreciate all the sales and everything that's going on. Definitely love Paige and thank the world of her. And of course, we have a very special guest for you guys. This girl is an amazing fighter, but also she's been doing stuff outside of the ring. She's been working with New Line Cage Fighting, and of course, recently there's a fight coming up that she's keeping a close eye on. We'll talk about that and more, but help me introduce the Queen Bee herself, Miss Becca Robinson.
Hey, what's up?
What's
Thanks
going
for
on,
having
girl?
me. Oh, hey, just doing the same old, same old.
Doing the same old. Well, how's things been going as of late? Because like I'm just mentioned before, there's a title fight that you're keeping a close eye on.
There is. I'll tell you what. I feel like some girls are ducking me. I've been trying to get matched in the West Virginia circuit for quite a while, and they don't want the smoke. So I'm keeping an eye out. I'm gonna definitely call for some. I'm gonna call out some champs because personally, I feel like if you hold the belt and you're a champ, you have to defend it.
Yeah,
You don't deserve it if you ain't gonna defend it. So I'm gonna do some calling out after this. I got my eyes open.
and of course the fight that you're keeping an eye on is on August 23rd. It is the 112-pound boxing championship between Autumn Miller versus Jessica Miller. And you even said it yourself, whoever's the champion after that night, you're going for them.
I believe I actually was scheduled to match with Jess um, before. This is about 2 years ago. We had a bout scheduled, and she ended up pulling out of that. But I mean, I've always had them on the radar. I especially now that I'm in the matchmaking game as well. I'm always watching, seeing who's active, seeing who's doing what, where you're training. So I always got my eye out, and those aren't the only two that I'm calling out here. I want everybody in my weight
Yeah.
class. Yeah.
I, and I definitely respect that because you know what, these two girls, I mean, whether if they're in Tough Man, Redneck Brawl, wherever they're fighting at, they are two amazing competitors in the ring.
hmm And they've been doing
And,
it a long time. They really have. You got to give them credit. I mean, Autumn's has a big record. I think I think she has more experience on paper than I do, even.
yeah,
So they've been in the game.
they definitely have been in the game, and you know what, it always amazed me because you know what, that's one thing I love about the West Virginia scene is that you see two girls like both Autumn and Jessica, you know, who have the records, who knows what it's like to step in the ring. But for a big fight like this is going to be a huge title fight because I mean they fought before, and now they're going to a rematch that with a big title on the line with a challenger like yourself is going after either one of them.
Oh yeah, 100%. And honestly, like it's no secret, I have a little bit of advantage in my weight class, being my height and my range. Um, so I don't think it would be. I'm not trying to be cocky, but it would be light work.
Of course, for sure. And of course, you know, we all want to get a chance to do some things that we all get inspired by what we do. And of course, me when it comes to interviewing, you when it comes to fighting. So, what inspired you to start fighting?
Well, this is kind of funny, but I was a multi-sport athlete in high school. I played
Yeah,
everything. Um, and after high school, I was like, I don't want to be done competing, but I didn't really know anything about boxing, and most people think that's crazy. I didn't know boxing was a thing at all. Like, I mean, I knew there was Muhammad Ali, I knew there's like George Foreman's, but I never watched a boxing match ever.
yeah.
And then I started getting with BJ Robinson, my now husband, and he was boxing, he was fighting, and I'm in the gym like, whoa, what is this? And it was probably like 2 or 3 months where I'm just sitting in the gym watching these guys spar and train, and really it just hit me. I was like, I can I can do this. I can probably do this better than some of them. Like, let me see what this is about. So I started training. Honestly, I just jumped into sparring with some OGs who helped me out. We got Timmy Howe, Ben Schlater. They fight out of West Virginia, Ohio area. I started banging with those guys. Eventually, I made my way to Lexington. I started working under George Foreman for a franchise here called Everybody Fights. And I really started coaching then, and that's when I really started getting into it. And then right after COVID, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a fight and see what happens. And I
Yeah.
was hooked from there.
And, the one thing I really like about this is that you're the first girl that I'll get a chance to talk to from West Virginia since Paige. And the one thing I really want to get a chance to ask you is that we're seeing the boxing scene growing in both Kentucky and Ohio, but yet it hasn't really got a chance to grow in West Virginia. So from your
Yeah.
point of view, do you believe that boxing just needs to grow more in the state of West Virginia?
I think that it just really depends on what, if you're, are you talking specifically like women boxing
Just,
or
just
just in general?
just in general, especially with the women, because I mean, no offense to the guys, it's like I see more guys fighting, but yet I don't see enough girls fighting. Besides, I would say like you, like Haley, like Paige, like Autumn and Jessica. It's like I really feel like that the scene needs to grow more. And do you believe that as well?
I 100% agree. I mean, outside of those four women you named, I bet you would have trouble naming any more. Like you said, there's just not a lot of options in the state right now. But I'll tell you what, I really feel like that's something that could be changed. I feel like it's hard. It's a hard sport to get into.
Yeah.
Um, the people who are in the sport have been doing it for a long time. Therefore, when you're a newbie and you're coming in, you're like, oh wait, I gotta go spar this person or fight this person. It can be very intimidating. So it's definitely something that's tricky for beginners to jump into. But man, I hope we get a little revamp. I think New Line Cage Fighting is doing a fantastic job throwing so many fights. I think that's really encouraging people to get involved.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I hope for growth for sure.
And, the one thing I can honestly say is, growing up from Wyoming County, I mean, I live in a small town of Pineville, is that, it's the small communities, the small towns that need to see how big of an impact boxing or even fighting wise in general can make on a person. I mean, you see, the events that's going to be going down in Logan here in a couple of weeks, but you also
Mm-hmm.
see places in Kentucky that probably have more smaller towns than ever.
Yes.
And just imagine the people, if they see what you girls are doing in the ring, then any girl, any woman could say, if that girl can go in there and kick ass, then by golly, I can go in there and do it myself.
And just the confidence that you gain from going through something like this, like, training, getting on stage in front of thousands of people, the confidence you get from that, you will carry that for the rest of your life. So it's definitely something I recommend everybody trying. And it's not about winning. It's not about losing. It's not about any of that. It should be about, personal growth and getting better and growing into a confident, outspoken human being.
Yeah, and I definitely do agree because the one thing I can say is that you don't have to go into boxing just to fight because
Right.
I've talked to many different fighters in the past who say oh I've done this for exercise, but then I got so good at it that a trainer could approach me and be like, hey, you want to go in there and fight? And be like, I don't know if I can do that. But if you're doing good for exercising, you might as well go in there and just try it out for fighting for once. If you
You
don't
don't
like it,
like
just stick.
it. Yeah, that's cool, but
I mean, just stick with the exercising if you don't like to fight. But at the end of the day, I mean, you see many fighters in the past who have gotten inspired just for doing it as an exercise. I mean,
yeah.
and I wish that West Virginia had so many boxing gyms because and I'll tell you this before I get to the next question. Here in Pineville, we only have just a exercise gym called
Okay.
Bodyworks,
Yeah.
and there's a little place in the back that has like boxing gloves, but it has like one of those dummies that just moves around constantly.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, can we do more with this? Like, can we have like what you got in there, like like a boxing bag, a punching bag, or something like that? And I really feel like that many towns and of course the state included just needs to step up. Like, no offense to anybody that vapes or smoke. Like, we don't need any more tobacco vape shops in towns.
Yes. Let's go. Retweet that.
Like,
I,
I'm
I
sorry,
think
but go ahead, go ahead.
I think us as a nation overall. Like we really need to step up the fitness and health game. And yeah, like boxing is definitely a specific niche in that, but I feel like as a whole, if we could kind of get together that health and fitness and wellness and being truly the best versions of ourselves physically as well, that would
Yeah.
open up a lot more niches for things like this.
I mean, because like it like breaks my heart because like you go into Beckley or you go into Pineville and you're expecting to find a gym, all you're seeing is a building that used to be made for like shops and stores. It's now turned into something that is not needed. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
but I'm
Mhm.
one of those individuals like, why add more vapes and tobacco shops when you could do something for health, for fitness? Because it's sad. It's
And
sad that we're living. Go ahead.
I feel like it would also raise the just overall mental health as well. If we
Yeah.
got rid of some of those negative things and started implementing a more healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. Because and we'll get to that in a bit. But I will say this before I move on: is that for somebody who has struggled with mental health over the years, adding more tobacco and vape shops into small communities is not really the necessary that we all need. I'm
Right.
sorry,
Yeah, you're
because
right. Preach.
like you go into Pineville and there's a place called the Final Puff. I hate the name, by the way, and I'm like, is this really necessary? Like, you could have built us to a boxing gym. You could have built us to like a jiu-jitsu or an MMA gym. But instead, you're allowing people just to go and waste their lives, waste their money on stuff that they don't need. I'm sorry if there's any vape smokers, cigarette smokers, whatever there is.
Oh, I think I lost my audio here. Hang on, give me 1 second. You got my stuff? Let's try this. All right, say something else. Maybe it'll come through on the. I'm really sorry. Uh, do you have your headphones on? No, you're good. All right, I think I fixed it. I just took the Bluetooth off. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I don't know why the speaker's not working. Mm, that's so weird. I have lost all audio. It won't come through over my phone either. Okay, can you say something else? Oh, mm-mm. Here. I'm gonna try these. Can you turn your Bluetooth off? Okay, I got new headphones. Let's see if it made any difference. No, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. Well, my headphones are on. Let's see if I do this. Hmm. Alright. I'm sure you can probably hear me. I just don't get any audio back. Huh? I might have to. I might have to log it out and then come back in. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let's see what happens. Oh, it is your. It's not on your end, is it? No. I don't know. I even switched headphones. Oh, I think I heard something.
Hello?
I hear you.
Uh, it, I don't know what happened.
That was weird. My headphones are alive, so I don't know, but these are working for now.
Yeah, as long as you can hear me, that's perfectly fine. I mean, but I don't know what it was. I mean, because like these headphones, like I'm always used to using these every interview,
Yeah,
except for this past Sunday, and I was like, what's going on? But
we're
anywho,
good. We're back. We're
yeah, we're
back.
back.
That was an unplanned intermission. Sorry.
That was a very unplanned for sure. And of course, something that I want to get a chance to talk to you about is that you have started your own gym, and that
Yes.
is Thrive Tribe Boxing. How did that come about, and what inspired you to start making this gym?
Yeah, so honestly, it really came down to me being a girl and boxing. That's rare already. You know, you go
Yeah.
to a boxing gym, you might see one girl, two girls here and there. So I wanted to fight and I needed a team. I needed sparring partners. I needed to have people to train with. So I didn't have that. So I was like, you know what? Let's just build it. Let's get some people together who are interested and start training them up. And we all were brought in together. It was kind of a collaboration of people who got the gym together. Me, BJ Robinson, Will Bungie was a part of it. We have a very core group. This was like way back 2018 we kind of started, and we've moved gyms. We've been in different locations. And the one cool thing about Thrive Tribe, it's not a location, it's a group of people, you know? So it doesn't matter if we're outside training or, you know, we're traveling or we have to pop up at a park. Like Thrive Tribe is the people. So that was really cool. And it's grown so much more than I thought it ever would.
Well, I'm so happy for you because I really feel like that if the gyms don't work out as far as in other places, then at least there's Thrive Tribe Boxing, and I'm so happy the fact that it's growing. And for anybody that's watching this or will watch this, shout out to anybody who is a part of Thrive Tribe, and I'm pretty sure that you guys have an amazing group of people.
We do. We've probably got about between 15 to 20 active fighters now. I mean, we went from me and one other, maybe two other people to having like 15 people fighting, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so motivational because you don't have to do the fight camps alone. You don't have to perform alone. You always have a whole crew of people, you know, cutting jokes and have a good time and pushing you to be the best all together. And it's so much easier that way.
It definitely is a lot easier for sure. And if you guys are interested in joining the Thrive Tribe Boxing, please reach out to Miss Becca. And of
Yes.
course, you guys can follow her on Instagram at Becca_Robson for all the updates as far as anything updates on her new line cage fighting and more. So make sure you guys check that out. And the one thing I would love to get you to talk about is that each fighter has so many different aspects when it comes to training. People say it's great. People say it's fantastic. But then there's those other times that we see training in a much different aspect. So my question to you is, what has been the hardest part about training?
Hmm. Hardest part about training, I would say just it honestly for me, I feel like it really depends on what point you are in the fight camp. You know, whether you're in off season or in fight camp. But I would say honestly, just boxing in general, like the mental aspect of it, because it's not something that you can just do twice a week and expect to be good at, three times a week even. This is like, you know, in fight camp, I'm training multiple times a day,
Yeah.
every single day. And it's taxing on the mind, you know. Everybody's out here, you know, oh, hey, I got this party, come by, or, you know, we're doing this, or we're going on a trip. And it's like, I can't, I'm training. Sorry, I'm sparring. I got this, you know. So, like, that is a little tough. I don't think physically it's hard, but that's just coming from me as an athlete. This is what I've done since I was 5 years old. I've always been training.
Yeah.
So that's probably the easiest part. Like the getting to practice, going through the motions is definitely the easiest part for me.
And the one thing I really love is that the fact that there are a lot of times that people have to sacrifice. Like you mentioned before, if you get invited to parties, I mean, you can't go to like all these things because you have to focus. And that
Hmm.
I definitely want to give some advice to the newcomers. Yes, it sucks that you can't go to parties. Yes, it sucks that you can't go enjoy your life. But it's the progression. It's the dedication you gotta have. just to be able
Mm-hmm.
to become the great fighter that you are today. I mean, amateur level, it's going to be tough. But once
Yeah.
we get to the pro level, I mean, you'll see a lot of different aspects of things. And, I've had the opportunity to interview some pro fighters, and it's just the will and desire to improve yourself, just both physically and mentally. It's all worth it at the end.
Oh, 100% worth it. And even if it's not a win that makes it worth it, it's just the connections you make along the way, the inspiration that you get to be to other people. I mean, that's what makes it worth it. Now, hey, and money's nice too, don't get me wrong, once you get up there. But I don't think that should be your main motivation. But it's 100% rewarding. And to be able to, have someone ask me, when I'm working, like I'm at work, being my professional side, people are like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm a boxer. They're like, what? That will always be the reason why I do what I do. Just that look on people's face. They're like, no way. Girls do that? You do that? You're too pretty to do that.
I mean, I definitely want to set a prime example for anybody who checked out the bare knuckle events last week. There was a fight involving Marisol Rule, and she's a beautiful human being. She's a very amazing human being, but she has this cut on the middle of her forehead, on top of her forehead, and just this morning she posted her bandage on top of it. It's like, you know, it may not look the prettiest, but at the end of the day, I mean, it shows you what type of person Marisol and all these other girls you see on the platform is, and that is a warrior for sure.
Yes, yes. I'll tell you what, I don't think I'll let them have their fun with the BKFC. I'm not doing that.
Oh my gosh.
My face, nah, nope.
I mean, you know what? I definitely want to send a shout out to them because they have more guts than
Oh
any
my
other
gosh, they do.
individuals.
They're so tough. And I fought a BKFC fighter for my last fight,
Yeah.
Jenny Savage. So they are tough through and through.
And there's one thing that really caught my eye, when we made the announcement for the interview yesterday, is that do music, and that really caught my eye. For anybody who doesn't know or has not followed the page, when we made the announcement, she wanted me to use "Like a Stone" by the Great Audio Slave. And I was at my
Wait,
job, and
what?
I was like, okay. I was like, I haven't listened to them in so long, but I forgot how amazing it was.
Oh, so good.
Oh
It just
my
stops me in my tracks. Every time I hear that riff, I'm like, wait a minute. Let me just
Oh my god! And
take it
my
all in.
question to you is like, what inspired you to get involved with music like Audio Slave and Deftones and even Tool?
Yeah, yeah. So it's funny. I have a lot of secret talents that people probably don't know about.
Yeah,
But from a young age, I grew up singing. My dad is a musician. More classically trained he is. He's classically trained, but because of that, like I've always been around music. Like that's been life. Like I remember going to school in the mornings, and my dad would make us all sing some a cappella stuff. He's like, "Oh, you do the alto, you're soprano, I'll hit the baritone." You know what I mean? So from a very young age, like music was just kind of instilled into me.
yeah,
But as I've gotten older, I've just kind of learned to appreciate all genres of music. Now,
yeah,
there's a couple genres that I'm not like the biggest fan of, but honestly, I like it all. If you ask me to plug my music in at the gym, if I would hit shuffle, everyone would hate me. We're going from heavy metal all the way to like classical. We got some pop in there,
yeah.
right? Rap, country. Oh, lots of country. I'm from West Virginia. You already know. That's like you have to like country music.
You got to.
You have to like some country. So I play it all, dude. Honestly, and so with Thrive Tribe, growing so much here in Lexington, bigger cities, we have a big Latino population.
Yeah,
So a lot of my guys are Hispanic, and I've also taken a lot of their music as well. So I'll even throw in some
oh my gosh!
some of that.
I really love that because growing up, I mean, I grew up with two older brothers. One was into football and one was into music. So, you know, it was the music that I got into. I got like when I was growing up, I grew up with Metallica, Slipknot. But
Yeah.
then once when your brother leaves or you basically are on your own, you have to learn music by yourself.
Yes.
And I remember I used to train at a camp called Psych Ward MMA. It was a very small gym. It was called at Oceana, West Virginia, at a
Mm.
place called Tumbletown, and we would train to Creed. We would train to Three Doors Down. As a matter of fact, if you're a OG Linkin Park fan,
I like it.
I actually own the Hybrid Theory album, the Funko set with the guy holding the
Yeah.
flag.
No
Yes.
way.
You mind if I go show it to you real quick?
Show it. Bring
I,
it.
I, I never thought I'd get to do this. So, yeah, so this is a masterpiece for me.
Wow. That's amazing.
That that's how that hard of a music fan I am, because
That's
when I
amazing.
saw this, I got paid $40 just to go work at a wedding, and immediately once I added it to my bank account, I went straight to Amazon and I bought it.
I'm getting that. I'll tell you what, I feel like when you truly appreciate music
Yeah,
on a deeper level than just, that surface level, you can like all genres. You can appreciate what it takes to put things together and how the melodies mix with the bridges and all of those things. Like you can appreciate it from any genre,
yeah.
pretty
I definitely
much.
do agree because, like, and growing up, I used to play football, and then went straight to marching band. It's like it gives you such a different aspects of things. Even while you're training, it's like you got to have stuff to hype you up. Me personally, if it would have been like today's music, I would go from like Sleep Token to Luke Combs to Post Malone to
Yeah.
Spirit Box. So many different bands because it helps you. It gets yourself ready. It gets yourself pumped up for training. It gets yourself ready for a fight. That's
It,
why.
it it
Go ahead.
predicts your mood. It predicts your mood. Like music is your mood, If you want to be in a relaxed kind of state, throw some classical on. You want to get ready to punch somebody in the face, listen to some Tool, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I will tell you this though. If you know me, or yeah, most people know me around here. They see me with these everywhere I go. It's not that I'm a
Yeah.
sociable person. It's just I would much rather listen to music than to be listening to people's bullshit.
100%. If I'm having a bad day, I'm like, listen, just let me get in my car and play the music as loud as I can. I'll be good in 10 minutes.
And that's like with my job. It's like, I go in there like 2 hours before I clock in. If I have these on, do not bother
Boom.
me. If I'm outside, unless the store is on fire, unless the store has a crackhead with a gun, I don't know. I don't care. Do
Yep.
not bother
I'm in
me
my
until
own world.
I really like that. As far as the audio slave stuff, RIP to Chris Cornell. He has
Mm.
such a beautiful voice. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Do you listen to why am I forgetting his name? They sing Safari, Black Smoke Rising. Oh, Greta Van Fleet. Are you a
Yes,
fan?
I listen to them.
Yes.
Yes, I love
Yes.
Greta Van Fleet.
Greta
Oh
Van
my
Fleet is
goodness.
my little Led Zeppelin vibe.
The
Yeah.
Gold Led Zeppelin. But now, if you want a song that gets you hyped up, and ever since the passing of Ozzy, I've been listening to a
Mm.
lot of Black Sabbath. It,
Yes.
it,
Yes. I had that on the other day. In the gym on Monday. They said, "Who's playing music?" I said, "R.I.P. Ozzy." Don't even question it.
don't diss it because I don't know if you ever heard the song War Pigs, Luke's song.
Yes. No. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is like the best song that should play at any event in honor of Ozzy to get yourself hyped up.
Yep. I
Oh,
agree.
but before we go on, I mean, I did hear T Pain's version of that song. It's
I have
actually
not.
it is incredible. Oh my goodness,
Really?
T Pain, yes. Oh
You'll
my.
have to send me a link to it. I'll listen.
Or do you like Youngblood? Have you ever heard of Youngblood?
I have, yes.
He did a cover of Changes at Ozzy's last show, and it is incredible. It is
Amazing.
mind blowing. Yes. Oh my goodness. See, this is one thing I love about you is that we can talk about anything, and we'll like
Oh,
we'll
100%. I told you I can talk.
honey, I got my energy drink, so I can talk all day.
Oh, that's funny. Just a little thing that kind of popped in my head. So, my mom always said when I was younger, I was going to be a performer, right?
Yeah.
I was a kid in the store singing way too loud, tap dancing, like I knew what I was doing, super confident. This is on the low. If anybody, I don't know, I don't even know if I want to say this. I used to do pageants. back in the day.
Really?
It's not something I like to talk about because it's totally like if you see me now, you would never ever think, right? But my mom was like, "You're gonna be a performer one day," but I don't think boxing is what she meant.
Let me ask you a question. I
Oh
mean,
no.
what did your mom say when she sees you boxing? Did she be like, "This is not the young girl I grew up doing pageants"?
Oh my god. Okay, so she was not happy. She's not a fan. And here's the thing. My mom, I was adopted at a young age. My
Yeah.
parents are older. My mom was, she probably wouldn't like me saying when she was born, but let's just say she was born in the 50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my mom's dad used to take her to underground boxing events. Now, boxing was not like necessarily as legal and as regulated as it is now back
Yeah.
in her day. So basically, her dad would take her to these like human cockfighting events. And she said she remembered, and she was like 7 or 8, like really young. She remembered one event where she got blood all over her. And so that was like her intro to boxing. So whenever I told her that I was doing it, she's like, no, nope, mm-mm, you're not doing that. We're not having it. Now, of course, she's my mother, so she comes to every fight that she can. And the first couple fights, she's like, oh, I don't know, I'm nervous, I'm scared. But then after watching me, she started opening up a little bit more, like, oh wait, like you're pretty good at this. Like, okay, what's this about? Like, I can support it. Like, it's a lot classier than I remember, it being. So it was definitely an adjustment for her and my dad. But they're definitely huge supporters. And I think they would be no matter what I chose, but they've gotten behind it a little bit.
And I definitely love that. And of course, shout out to your mom. Shout out to all moms for sure. And the one thing I can say is about boxing is that boxing has grown a lot since then. And talking about new line cage fighting, I mean they helped out a lot as of late, and they've been doing a
Yes.
tremendous job. And I see you working with them. I see you doing a lot with new line cage fighting. So my question is, how did that come about?
Yeah, how did that come about? So honestly, it started when I started putting my fighters onto Keith's shows.
Yeah.
And I just happened to know, oh, so I train in Lexington, obviously. I'm really close to a gym called Reaction MMA. We've got hybrid MMA. Here in a big city, you have so many
Oh
boxing and
yeah.
MMA gyms. We've got like 4 boxing gyms, 4, 5, or 6 MMA gyms. So I'm connected to kind of all these guys because we've all cross-trained together. So I just kept going to events. I'd be there. I'd be cornering events. I've been cornering fighters for a long time. So that just kind of introduced me to Keith. And then I realized we're both from West Virginia, and we had, some common things that we shared through that. And I didn't realize Keith lives in Lexington now. So once we put all the pieces together, we're like, wait a minute, we should work together somehow. So I first started off doing commentary for an event. It was actually an MMA event, was my first one. I think I've done like 6 or 7 commentary events now. But started just doing commentary. I'd call some fights here and there. Then that kind of led me to doing like the interviews after the fights with all the winners. And from there, Keith asked me to be matchmaker with him. He said, "Hey, like, I need help and specifically need help in the women's division." He's like, "I'm a dude. I don't want to just be hitting up all these girls all the time. And like, I don't want to be creepy. And there is a lot of like, I'm not gonna say everybody, but there is a lot of like sexist stuff that happens in this game as well. Like, and maybe it's not even intentional, but there's a lot of creepy dudes. And like, he's like, I want to grow my women's division specifically, so I think I should have a woman in charge of that."
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gave me the opportunity to start matchmaking for him. I've actually matched 2 women's fights already.
Yeah, but I was
I'm
going to talk about
excited,
one of
and I'm
them.
about to start my 3rd match, which actually involves Paige.
Really? Ooh.
Yes. It's still kind of on the low. I don't have contract signed yet, but we're gonna have Paige a fight on our September card in Huntington, West Virginia.
Well, if you guys want to check that out and more, make sure you guys follow New Line Cage Fighting because they have an event coming up on August 16th. And thankfully, I have one of the fights that you booked up coming up on August 23rd. It's going to be at Logan High School, and it's going to feature a amazing bout between Danny Beverly, who will meet up with
Yes.
a girl who's been on a huge scene as of late, Miss Cheyenne Sheen Green, coming out of Lexington. And for anybody that doesn't know anything about these two girls, Danny, she's a ring girl as well as Cheyenne. And yet,
Hmm.
Danny is 1-0. And Cheyenne, for anybody who doesn't know about Cheyenne, she is a tremendous fighter. She is an amazing fighter who has fought a lot at Redneck Brawl, who I believe is going to be making her New Line debut
Yes.
coming up on August 23rd. So this is a huge fight between two New Line cage fighting or New Line fighting girls.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm really excited that I got to match them for my first ever match made with New Line. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think they're going to be pretty tough. Both of them are tough, and that's, I think, what's going to make this a fun fight. Neither of them will back down. Once they start going, they're going to be going. So I think this is going to be a fantastic match.
And I really, and I'm not gonna just talk to Danny, but yeah, from what I've seen, I believe she's a tremendous fighter, and I believe she's got that attitude. And Cheyenne, on my last account, she's one of those girls that is not afraid to talk shit and will get hit. She's one of those
Yes.
girls who has such an amazing ability to just fight, and coming from Kentucky, I mean, Kentucky was born with a lot of fighters,
Muhammad
and with
Ali.
her having that undefeated record, 5-0 by the way. I mean, it goes to show that she really does have a passion to fight.
Yes, yes, 100%. I'm so happy to be a part of that because I feel like the more matches that I can make, the more girls I can give the opportunity is going to eventually grow the pool. So maybe I can get another opportunity as well.
Well, hey, if you guys want to get a chance to check out these events and more, they will be streamed live on their YouTube channel, New Line Cage Fighting. Go follow them. I'm sure Keith will appreciate all the
Oh,
love
yes.
that is he's seeing right now. I haven't got a chance to talk to Keith, but this is a huge surprise, and I want to make sure not only that we get a chance to talk about your experience with them, but of course to see how much New Line is growing. The fact that you're now the female matchmaker goes to show that New Line is in great hands for both the men's and the women's divisions.
100%. And I think this year, this calendar year, 2025, Keith is going to or has put on at least 20 fights. Who does that? 25. He's got fights every weekend, every month, and sometimes he'll do twice a month. It's crazy.
Crazy. That is
It's
absolutely
crazy.
insane. Oh, Keith, buddy, if you're watching this, you gotta let me know on the secrets. How many of these energy drinks have you been drinking while you're booking these fights?
All, so many. Listen, and I give all the love and props to Keith because this man also has like a full-time job. Like us, like New Line is not his full gig. Like this is complete side hustle. Man, he's working. He's up late working. He's grinding, and every single show, the production, the staff, the matches, fantastic.
And I've just seen that they had a deal with Millions.com. That is
Yes.
an awesome deal because you not only get a chance to see them on YouTube, and of course, on Millions. So, congratulations to them. And I really hope that the sponsorship will approach more as these events go along because for this event and many more to be coming along, this is a great time to be a fight fan here in West
It is.
Virginia.
It is 100%. And a fighter,
Yeah,
honestly, because
exactly.
that's
Yeah.
just even more opportunity that you have to showcase your skills.
And I'm hoping that I'll get a chance to be at Logan for this event because it's literally right next to Wyoming County. So
Yes.
this will be a fantastic event to get a chance to go to. It is going to be held at Logan High School coming up on the 23rd. You'll get a chance to see this event and more. Make sure you guys check out New Line Cage Fighting. I'm sure they'll appreciate every single follower, every single like, comment, you name it, because just like Becca and I, we're very big supporters of this.
100%.
And of course, one thing I want to get you to talk about is, there's some fights that are just dirt off the shoulder type of fights that you can just have some of the best fights, but then there are some times where you have those hardest fights. So from your point of view, who has been the hardest fight that you've had in your career so far?
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually talking to my coach, which is kind of nice that my coach is my husband because he's like around me all the time. It's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
But we were talking about who I thought my hardest match was because I was actually having some trouble deciding. As you know, I've had 11 matches in my career so far. And I'm going to say my hardest match to date is against a fighter named Trinity Prospers.
Okay.
She fights out of Knoxville slash Nashville, Tennessee. We actually fought twice. So the first time I fought her, that's a great highlight. If you want to watch it, I'll send you the link. I
Yeah, for
knocked her
sure.
mouthpiece out in the first round. It was fantastic. I've never felt better in a fight. That first fight, but now that rematch we did a rematch. I believe it was in Campbellsville, Kentucky. This was for USA Boxing. It was my first ever 3 minute round, 3 minute round fight. And I don't know if it was the 3 minute round that made it tough or if it was that she made the proper adjustments from our first match.
Hmm.
But I would say to date, that's probably my trickiest fight. That's a fight where I just really felt that third round like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can continue. Um, there was maybe one other fight that was pretty tough for me against the Hannah Rapp. She's pro now. But I'm going to say the reason that was hard for me is because I gave up 20 pounds in weight, almost 20 pounds in weight. So I don't know if I count that as, you know, I think the weight is what made that one hard. But I would say Trinity Prospers is definitely my hardest opponent. And that girl, she's still going. She's fighting at all the USA boxing tournaments. She's always improving. Um, but it's cool. We actually fought. We sparred 3 or 4 times at each other's gyms, and then we fought again.
Well,
So we know each other very well.
well, shout out to Trinity for sure, and I definitely have to send me the link for that fight because I'd love to get a chance to check it out. But of course, other girls. I mean, we talked about it at the start of the interview. You mean you're keeping a close eye on both Jessica and Autumn Miller, but I noticed, and I hate to bring up this because this happened maybe a couple of years ago. You and Haley Pennington went at it at one point, and my
Here's
question, my question to you is, what happened at that time period, and will you be able to get just a fighter?
Yeah, so here's the thing with Haley. Shout out to Haley.
Yeah, shout out to
There's,
Haley. Too.
and in my opinion, it might be different for her, but in my opinion, there's no bad blood. I mean, it's a sport, it's what we do. I don't take it's hard for me to take things personally.
Yeah,
So what happened was, I kept having people fall out, right? Nobody wanted to fight me.
yeah,
Well, all the promoters in West Virginia and Haley wanted to fight me. But at
yeah.
this time, Haley was sitting at 135.
Hmm.
Keep in mind, I walk at 118, 119. I'm small. I'm very small. I'm tall, but I'm very small.
Yeah,
And everyone was pushing for me to fight Haley. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to fight somebody and give up 15 pounds. Like, I'm not. That's a huge difference. That's 2, 3 weight classes.
yeah,
I mean, you wouldn't go ask a 175er to fight a heavyweight, would you? It's pretty much to me the same equation. So there was a lot of back and forth. She wanted to stay active. I wanted to fight,
yeah,
but I wasn't. I have boundaries. I have things that I set in place and I will not break, and weight is one of them. I will not go up in weight anymore. I've had too much bad experience. My injuries come from going up in weight. I've had concussions from going up in weight. Like it's just not safe. So that's kind of why there was some beef in between. We went back and forth, like, fight me, fight me. No, listen, I'm not fighting you. Now, that was then. But now, I know that Haley is walking a lot smaller than she used to. I believe she sits now more around 120, which is about the same as me.
yeah.
She went through a little, I believe, injury, had some rehab, and over that time, she's kind of settled into a new weight class. It was funny because, yeah, you saw the comments. Autumn kind of swerved me and was like, well, why don't you fight Haley? And I'm like, listen, Haley's a pro. Haley's a pro. I'm not a pro. Not yet. Now.
And when I after that comment, it kind of reflected me as far as what happened between you two a couple of years ago, because I saw all the drama that was going on. I ain't trying to bring it up, but it's just I
Right.
asked you because I never knew the situation. I never knew what was going
Right.
on, and
Exactly.
and it's always interesting to hear stories like this, because you would think that years ago when you and her went at it either on social media, you
Yeah.
think, okay, then you girls, just like in the Dates Remember song, you girls have both bad blood. And
Yeah.
now it seems like everything is settled in, that you guys have respect for each other. You girls have
100%.
a lot of respect, and it definitely shows. And when I saw Autumn make that comment, I was like, okay,
To
okay.
me, to me, it was like she was just ducking me and trying to throw it off me onto somebody else. And I'm like, listen, I might fight Haley. I'm cool with fighting Haley. Also, Haley's asked me to spar multiple times. Like, here's the thing: the circuit's so small in West Virginia. Like, you're gonna spar people you're gonna fight, or you're gonna fight people you spar. So it's so tight knit. There's no room for bad blood. Like we all want to fight. We all want time in the limelight. So we're gonna have to work together, whether we like love each other or best friends or not. Like that's really not what it's about. It's more business. So with me and Haley, like again, no bad blood. I would pull up, spar with her anytime. She can come down and spar with me anytime. And then maybe when I do make it to the pros, if she needs a match, I need to match, money looks right, weight looks right, we'll do it.
Yeah. And I definitely think that that would be a fight that would definitely create a lot of excitement and draw a
100%.
lot of attention for sure, because there's no doubt about it, both you and Haley. And I will tell you this though, as far as the girls I've seen fought a lot from the state, when it comes to you, when it comes to Haley, Paige, both Jessica and Autumn, you girls have been creating a lot of excitement for women's boxing here in West Virginia. And I hope that there are many more girls who will be watching this interview or could just see you girls fight and be like, okay, if they can fight, then I want to fight against them. I want to step up.
Yeah,
But
and I'll tell you what, especially in the amateur level, and I hope that the girls hear this, at the amateur level, it's not about winning. It's not about picking your fights. It's not about having everything perfect. If you want to get better, you have to fight someone better than you. If you want to excel, you have to go for the best. And that's hard for people mentally to lose or to not feel like you have a chance.
yeah,
But I'm telling you, that's where you get better. That's the only way you get better. And I'll tell you what, that's why Paige is where she's at right now, is because she
yeah,
took that fight with me, man. She, I mean, on paper, statistically, she had no fights. I mean, it's not really, maybe a couple tough men. And then I'm over here, I've had like 8 USA boxing, which, that's a little bit higher competition level. And she stepped up. She said, I'll do it. I don't care. Like,
yeah,
let's go. Let's bang. And I feel like because of that, she's gonna go so much farther in her career, right? She has that. Oh man, she's gotten so good from that. I'm telling you, I love Paige. She's the
trust me,
best.
I have to show some love to Paige too, because the one thing I can say is that when it comes to Paige, when it comes to both Jessica and Autumn, is that they're different than most girls. They're not coming from the rough and rowdy bunch where
Hmm.
they try to make attention by making these promos. But yet, they go to show that it's okay to be both tough and pretty, because they're not only just fighters, but at some events, they're even ring girls for that matter too.
Yeah, yeah. It's the confidence. I'm telling you, that boxing gives you a whole new level of confidence.
It definitely gives you like a lot of different aspects, and I look back to, I don't know if you remember who I'm talking about, but Casey Wheeler, who
Oh,
the
I
boss,
know Casey. Actually, I've been trying to match Casey for New Line for a couple months now.
like
Me and
she.
Casey are close.
When I first started this whole platform, it was like she was the very first girl that I saw doing both ring girl and fighting, and it inspires a lot of women to say that what, if she could look like a goddess that she is, and then going to go and kick so much ass, then guess what? I want to do the exact same thing, and it's just
Yep.
like you said before, confidence, 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 confidence.
It's funny. Casey and I have actually sparred a couple times.
Oh man, that has actually
She
been
is hard, dude. She's a beast.
she's a French train. She definitely is. Oh my goodness.
And she's a lefty, so that's tough. So not, like lefties are already tricky, but when you have a lefty that's dangerous, scary.
And I don't know if they have it on their YouTube channel, but if you just watch the highlights between her and the rivalry with Cherry Bomb, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's just crazy because it's like yeah, they're on a very big platform for refereeing Barstool Sports, but at the end of the day, it's like they do so much. These fights are so incredible to watch. It's like
They, I
it's
think I was,
five.
I, I think I was actually at one of their fights at Rough and Rowdy. So I got to be around the Rough and Rowdy scene a lot
Yeah,
because at that time, Brennan Kelly trains at our location as well. So I was kind of on that scene. I actually wanted to fight Vicky Dorico for a while. You know
Rico
Vicky?
Dorico. Yeah.
Yep. I was trying to fight her for a little while. It never ended up working out. And, she's kind of gone a different route with like the WWE and all that. But I'm familiar with those, the Rough and Rowdy scene. And I'll tell you what, it definitely ignited a spark for boxing combat sports in that area.
It definitely does because I mean, I don't know if you're ever familiar with the Welch area, but yeah, they did a lot of events in
Yeah.
Welch to where it started becoming a huge thing. I remember when I was little, I got so excited just from watching these events because it was more than just the fight. They had the ring girls, they had the chaos, and you talk about Vicky Dorico. I mean, she was one of them. I mean, they have her fight on YouTube, but yet she fought a girl, and people would just recognize Vicky for being a cheerleader. That
Right.
cheerleader went in there and kicked so much ass.
Dude, Vicky was doing her thing.
Oh my
She
gosh!
was.
But I mean, at the end of the day, though, I mean, I am happy for what Vicky's doing. I mean, because I'm a wrestling fan myself, and to see her being a WWE official, it's going to end up getting a lot of scene growing. So, congratulations to Vicky, and I
A
definitely
hundred
wish her the
percent.
best of luck for sure. And now, of course, what? It is time for the hard hitting question. This has probably been one of my favorite questions ever since I started doing this. Are you ready?
I think so.
So at the end of the day, we all want to be recognized for something that we do in the sport. Me, I just want to be recognized as that one cheesy interviewer, showing my support, showing my love and dedication to the women of fighting. But you, as a fighter, you want to be recognized for something different. So my question to you is, what's something you want to be recognized for during your time of fighting?
It's funny you sent me this question. I've been thinking about it for a while. Definitely my favorite question as well. Um, I think for me, what I want to accomplish is a little bit bigger than just being a world champ or being
Mhm.
a great pro or being a great boxer in general. Like, I want to be a pioneer. I want to be a motivator. I want to be the person that any of these girls could go to for advice, career advice, boxing advice. Um, I want to continue this analyst thing. I want to continue in the commentary. I want to have my hands in every aspect of combat sports, boxing. That's what I want to be. And I also would like to, go through the pros, maybe catch a couple of titles there, catch a couple Emmy titles while I'm at it.
Yeah.
But it's bigger than just me personally fighting. I want to, like I said, be a pioneer.
Yeah, and I think this will be fitting for a topic like this to be my last question. Is that this sport has helped us out in a tremendous way, especially on mentally. One thing I can say is that from watching you girls fight and just seeing the impact you girls have made inspires people who fought in as far as mental health wise. And
Hmm.
I can say that this sport has made me the happiest because I see you girls fight, and if you girls can fight like hell in the ring, then people that are fighting with this stuff mentally can go and fight for anything. My question to you is, how much has the sport helped you out in such a mental way?
That you might be surprised by this answer. I feel like it's done both for me. I feel like it's been the hardest thing I've ever done mentally, like the most discouraging thing I've ever done mentally at times, but also the best. The best, like I said, with the confidence, with the overall way that I can carry myself after this sport. But I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely some times in this sport where you're like, why am I doing this? Why
Yeah.
am I killing myself? Why am I taking these L's? Like, what's going on? Why am I getting cheated? Like, boxing just puts you through the ringer all the way to the top, all the way to the very bottom. So I always like to say that because I feel like a lot of times people want to glorify it and make it like, oh, it's awesome all the time, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's really not. And you do have to have mental fortitude to be able to make it to the end of it. So I'm sure that's not the question that you're looking for, the answer
That's
that you're
fine.
looking for, but that's just my honest answer. It's giving me the highest highs, but also the lowest lows.
And one thing I can say, from doing this, interviewing stuff for the past 3 years, that I've seen what type of impact it has made on other girls because this fight game is great physically, but also mentally, like you talked about it. It is very tough. It is very brutal. It is very crucial to be a fighter because you have to do all these things, these weight cuts, constant training. You have to make sure that your diet is going good. And the one thing I can say for anybody that's watching this live or will watch this once when it gets posted is that if you're sitting down right now and just watching this interview and not doing yourself, as far as helping you out mentally, first of all, there's nothing wrong with it's okay to not be okay, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And two, if you're just sitting on the couch watching this interview and eating potato chips, first of all, and no offense, but get your ass up and go and do
Yeah.
something active. Because I
Yes.
will tell you this: it can be it can be MMA, it can be Muay Thai, it can be boxing, it can be any gym that you go to anywhere in the country or in the world that you go. And if you're not being loved by your own family, like with Thrive Tribe Boxing or any of the gyms, you will walk in there and you'll be treated like family.
Yes, 100%. And that's the biggest thing with our Thrive Tribe. We're family first, all
And
the
I,
way through. If you're having a bad day, we're going to sit down and talk about that bad day and see how we can help you out. You know what I mean? And I do feel like that part of the martial arts, combat sports, boxing game is definitely there in a lot of gyms. So find your people, they're out there.
I think I didn't honestly say as far as meeting you girls, it's like I found my people. I found such an amazing support the way that you girls have, and it's definitely been a huge honor and a huge privilege because because of the sport, it has brought me to you. It has brought me to Paige. It has brought me to so many incredible women that I really look up to and just get inspired because you girls kick so much ass, and I just love and appreciate you girls for fighting for being a part of this game because you girls definitely deserve the recognition that you girls deserve.
Oh, thank you. It made me tear up a little bit.
I always tell people all the time, I say, I'm built like a bear or something.
Why am I crying?
Girl, I will cry with
Thank
you.
you.
I will cry with you because, what, and I'm not afraid to admit this. I mean, I've been on new medication. I mean, I've had some thoughts, over the last couple of weeks, but I'm still here because it's not only for my family, home, but it's also my fight family, which is you, Paige, and
Yeah.
just this entire community. That's the only reason why I'm still here is because you girls are an inspiration. You girls are everything that I know you are. You're both warriors inside and outside the ring. And for me to be able to have the platform, not only just to get to show off the sexy side of things, but it's just it's the warrior side of things. It's the heart, and I really feel like that the world just needs to see what you girls are doing because I freaking love the sport because you see people like Stephanie Hahn, going through beauty pageants and still fighting. You see people like Paige and like yourself going in there and just doing what you're doing, and it's such an inspiring time to say that you girls are absolute warriors. And from the bottom of my heart, and I hope this means a lot to you, and I hope this means to
It
anybody.
does. It really does.
I, go
I'm
ahead,
just
finish.
taking it all in. I'm taking it all in. It does. Because like I said in the beginning, like that's why I do it. That's why I do it. It's not for these. It's not for these.
Yeah.
It's not for the belts. That's for that right there. That's why I do it.
And it's also because you girls are such an inspiration. And for any fighter that's watching this and you're not feeling appreciated, whether you're an amateur or pro, from the bottom of my heart, I'm proud of you because you have taken the time to show people how great you are. And just like Muhammad Ali, you're going to show the world, you're going to show your opponent, you're going to show anybody you step across the ring with on how great you are.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
And you know what? For having you in here, and you know what? Get ready for Cheesy Jake is what I call myself. But for having you on here, I mean, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Oh, stop, stop, stop. No, no, no. You're gonna make my head too big. I'm trying to be humble.
The girl ain't nothing wrong with having a big head. Look at me, for example.
Hey, there's a couple people who might not agree with that.
Kirk, if we can get an "I'm not worthy" shirt, that'd be great.
That would be cool. Hey, real quick before we finish though, y'all keep an eye out for that September 20th card in Huntington too. I don't know if you're available or if you're close to Huntington or not, but that's gonna be one to watch out for too. That card is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have quite a few Thrive Tribe people on there. Like I said, I'm putting Paige on there. I've got a couple other girls on there too. Emily Elway versus shoot, I can't remember the other girl's name. I think it's Katie something. We're making the posters this week, so y'all be seeing those soon. But that's a card I just wanted to highlight real quick.
And of course, we definitely want to highlight New Line Cage Fighting one more time. They have an event coming up on August 16th, and of course on August 23rd. Both of these events will be live or streamed on YouTube. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And if you guys want to get a chance to follow Miss Becca on social media, especially on Instagram side of things, go follow her at Becca_Robinson. And of course, you know, Paige, I love you, but if you want this shirt and more from Paige, make sure you guys hit up the website tmhmma.com to get your Page merchandise and more. We will be having our own. It's just with the account being hacked. We did talk to Kurt. We are working on getting that merchandise to be transitioned from the Fighting Spotlight to the Fighting Queens. Still gonna have the same logo, but just with a different name. And of course, last but not least, if you guys want to get a chance to follow myself, as far as to get a chance to show my support for these ladies like Becca and others, make sure you guys go follow us at the Fighting Queens, like I talked before at the top of the broadcast. We've just now hit 500 followers, and we'd love to get a chance to work up to 1K, hopefully by the end of next week. So, and of course, you know what, Becca, before we hop off here, you know, we talked maybe an hour, and this probably been the best hour, literally the best hour. So yet, one thing I'm gonna say is good luck trying to find the best parts to show off this interview, because we had so many great conversations.
There really were. There's gonna be some great highlights in this one, I think.
It definitely is, and you know, as far as for you and for David, if you guys need any help as far as anything, show my support, do collab posts, whatever it is. I will gladly get a chance to help out with New Line Cage Fighting,
Well,
because
thank you.
you
Really
guys
love
deserve the love and appreciation. David definitely deserves it as well. You being the awesome matchmaker with what we got coming up on August 23rd. I can't wait. This is gonna be great.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the time today. I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I like to talk. That's my thing. The boys at the gym would probably be like, "Yeah, she talks too much." But this was fun. I enjoyed every second.
Well, hey, except for it is definitely an honor to have you here. Well, guys, go follow her one more time, Becca_Robinson. But if you guys want to get you to tune in for more, hopefully we'll get a chance to schedule some interviews coming up for you guys next week. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any Fighting Queens interview. But yet, until then, for Becca Robinson, I am Jake saying so long, and we'll see you guys next time. Well, camera's over here.